Tell me about Krypto, what you can.
I can tell you whatever you want to know about Krypto.
Is Krypto real? My friend, I've known you for many years.
Yep.
Congrats, you did it.
Thanks.
It reminded me of when I was a kid, and there was that big movie that you went to, mostly to get out of the air, into the air conditioning in Texas. But the big movie that all your friends went to, and you know what? Back in the day, it was Superman.
It was Superman back then, too. That's true, yeah.
How much fandom went into this?
I mean, it's all, like, the truth is I started reading on comic books as a kid. That's how I learned to read. So I'm 3 and 4 years old. I have all these DC comics. And when I, read those comics, I entered this imaginary world with Superman and his superpowered friends and giant robots and monsters and flying dogs and magic and science so extreme it almost seems like magic. And I really wanted to just recreate that in a Superman movie, because as much as I've enjoyed all of the Superman films, really all of them, even the ones people don't like as much, I wanted to give us that comic book world in a movie and have people experience that on the screen.
I love the entire cast, but there's one cast member, I think you know where I'm going with this, that I just absolutely fell in love with. We got to talk about Krypto.
Yeah.
Tell me about Krypto, what you can.
I can tell you whatever you want to know about Krypto.
Is Krypto real?
Krypto's, yes. So,
see, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Krypto's based on my dog. Okay, so I have a dog, unfortunately, named Ozu, who's the world's worst dog. And I adopted him. He was in a woman's hoarding situation. She had 60 dogs in her backyard. I came in, I saw this funny looking dog with an ear that stuck up and this little smirk on his face. Looked like he was up to no good, and for some reason I thought that would be a good dog to adopt. I brought him home. My wife is like, "What are you doing with this dog? He's crazy." He wouldn't let us pet him because he had never known human beings, and he was biting my feet until they bled, and he was just ate my new $10,000 laptop, and he chewed up all my shoes and our furniture. And I was like, thank God he doesn't have superpowers. And I was like, boom. And that's where Krypto came in. We 3D modeled my dog. We took, photographs of him. We turned him into Krypto, which is what he is. And we just turned him white because my dog's brown. And his terrible personality is based on Ozu.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I go into these cold. I don't even watch trailers.
Yeah.
This one got by me, which is my next question.
Yeah.
When the trailer's released, the whole world, you saw millions of views instantly.
Yeah.
Were you paying attention to that?
Oh my God, yes.
You were? Yeah. Okay, tell me.
I was really hopeful because I knew we had I loved the trailer, and we had worked hard on it, and so I was very hopeful that it would do well. But it kind of did beyond my expectations. It honestly was, I think it was the biggest trailer ever that wasn't for a sequel.
It is.
So, yeah, that's cool.
I thought about you, honestly. I'll put it on my mom. I'm not lying. I thought about you watching this and watching the real-time reaction, so I was right.
That is my guilty pleasure. Watching people's trailer reactions is my guilty pleasure. I don't indulge that much in things. I don't read articles about myself or anything like that. But when people have their trailer reactions, that I do watch them.
And this certainly did have that.
Yeah.
Tell me about the first time, your memories of seeing the previous Superman movies. To Christopher Reeve, we can talk about.
Well, here's the weirdest thing. So I, from St. Louis, Missouri, I went to see Superman for the first time in De Pere Cinema in De Pere, Missouri. And the other person that went that same opening weekend is Jim Lee, the head of DC Comics. So somehow the two of us from St. Louis, he's much, much, much older than me. But besides that, we went to the same theater and saw Superman at the same time.
That's wow.
Crazy.
How proud are you of this cast? You're my last interview of the day. I've spent the day with everyone.
I'm so sorry.
They're fantastic.
Even Skylar?
Yes. No. But
he's an absolute asshole.
But
they're great.
Yeah, tell me, the pride that you feel as a cast to tell a story like this.
I feel a great amount of pride. I love this cast, and to be able to see them really, getting attention for the roles they're playing is great. Whether it's Eddie Gathegi or David or Michaela Hoover, Skylar, it's really cool. And also it feels so cool that they like the movie so much.
Only on the Backstage Experience.